do you think why they have such some hatred to Russia? For der Leyen, Merz, Macron, why Russia? Why they want to harm Russia?
Von der Leyen, Merz. You can add Macron from France. You can add the governments of other countries too. You can add Britain, you can add the leaders of the government of Sweden even. What are all these countries in common? They all have lost wars against Russia. All right? In Sweden, they were defeated by the Russians in Poltava. The Russians in Poltava. France invaded Russia. Napoleon invaded. The Germans, have invaded Russia, and they lost the war. They had to capitulate in Berlin. It was the Soviet army who made the Nazis in Germany to capitulate. Britain has lost the wars against Russia. Etc. So you have a main reason there is revanchism. Secondly, you have a profound Russophobia. Just the name phobia, calls for something clinical. Russophobia is irrational because it's self-destructive. Effects of Russophobia in these leaders made so that they produce negative impacts in their own populations. I said to you before the case of the sanctions against Russia in terms of the oil and the gas, that has impoverished not only the households in Europe. Productivity, the industrial productivity in these countries has declined notably, particularly in Germany. So when a political leader indulges himself or herself in such a Russophobia, he is making a statement of his or her own ineptitude and his or her own mental status. Not to understand that what you are doing is detrimental to yourself and to the people you say to love and protect. So something is wrong here. Something is wrong here, which cannot be explained only in geopolitical terms. Cannot be explained only by saying, no, but these politicians, they are only obeying NATO and military industrial complex or the arms producer, etc. No, it's something more. So, Russophobia is not only a nasty thing, it's on the verge to be declared a mental illness. That's it. At least not a mental illness, that's to say too much, but an impairment in the understanding of reality. That's what I say. So I'm not joking when I say these people practicing Russophobia, I regard them most of suffering of Russophobia. Do you understand the difference?
That sounds terrible.
Suffering. I mean, you have a phobia. For instance, if you have a phobia to the heights, agoraphobia, or you have a lot of phobia. You suffer that phobia. I mean, you are a victim of that phobia. You cannot consider yourself happy if you have such phobias. You understand what I mean? And it's so unproductive. It's self-destructive. And self-destruction, the tendency to self-destruction should be considered always a peril for your mental health.